Hey, good afternoon. This is Lyric Allen, literally in tune with you from anywhere, so don't be surprised if I pop up in your area. A couple of days ago, I put up a video giving you some facts on identity theft and why I feel it's important to protect you and your family from identity theft. Now, within that segment, I mentioned how only 33% of your personal identity is credit related. However, the remaining 67% of your personal identity is non-credit related. So I was gonna actually go into a little detail in regards to those elements that are non-credit related, that is in that 67% of your personal identity. So today I'm gonna go and discuss a little bit about medical identity theft. Pretty much medical identity theft is when an individual has all your personal information, which includes your name, your address, your date of birth, your social, and your driver's license, along with your health, medical, insurance, ID number, or information. And they have this information to use it on the purpose of obtaining illegal treatment or devices, reimbursements from your insurance company, or prescription medication. And identity theft in the medical arena is on the rise. I have some statistics in front of me, and I'm just want to throw these numbers at you real quick. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, since keeping record in 2009, between 27.8 million and 67.7 million individuals' medical information has been breached. According to the Identity Theft Resource Center, medical-related identity theft accounted for 43% of all identity theft reported in the United States in 2013. 2.3 million Americans have been victimized by medical identity theft in 2014. And now here it is, 2015. And a couple of months ago, we saw one of the biggest breaches this year, which was through a company called Anthem, which is the second giant largest insurance company. Their system was breached for 80 million individuals' medical identification information. And Adam Levine, he's the founder and CEO of Identity Theft 911. He made an interesting statement in an article that I was reading in regards to the Anthem breach. And he said, every terrible outcome that can occur as a result of an identity theft will happen to the children who are on that database. Did you understand what I said? Hold on, let me say that one more time. Let me make this quick turn. He stated every terrible outcome that can occur as a result of this identity theft will happen to the children that were on this database. The children, the kids, the babies. And it's crazy, but it's true. Because pretty much identity thieves are really not worried about the adults right now. They want the kids' identity. And I'm going to tell you why. They want their kids. The kids' identity is a hot commodity to them right now, for the simple fact that parents do not check their child's credit reports, nor do they check their background. So therefore, since these kids' information out here, they can do whatever they want. They're paying $500 to $600 per individual's information. That $500 to $600 is nothing to them compared to the damage that they're gonna do with these kids' information. Again, more than another reason why these you should protect your child. At least protect your child from identity theft. We've seen it where a police officer's son was going off to college. He didn't get accepted into college. Why? Because he already had a criminal record. Another officer's son, he went to apply for financial aid for school. He couldn't get it because he had been receiving it for 5 years. These kids were victims of identity theft, and this is real stuff that's happening. I've watched a video article that showed where a newborn was already tested for drugs. How can a newborn be tested for drugs already and they're a newborn? Their identification was stolen at the time that they were born. It's happening. That's more than the reason why you need to protect you and your family from identity theft. Identity theft protection is needed from the day you're born to the day you expire. There's so many cases that are going on, and I want to give you this scenario. If your medical identification information is stolen, and let's just say this person has HIV, you now have HIV. And you may say, no, you don't have HIV. Yes, according to medical records, you have HIV because this person having your information and you're here, now both of you guys' medical information are synchronized. There's something called the MIB, the Medical Insurance Bureau, where you can go and check to see what is actually in your medical records. It's something like the credit report. You can see everything from every doctor to every hospital you've been to, all your medical information. So you might want to go and check that out. I'm going to give you another scenario. Let's just say you get in an accident. Lord forbid you get in a car accident, you're knocked unconscious, you're unable to speak. And the person who has stolen your identity is blood type is type A, and your blood type is type B. And you've gotten in this accident, they rushed you to the hospital, and now you have to get a blood transfusion. They're going to give you type A because that's what they see, even though you're type B. So you know what that means? They gave you type A blood when you're type B. It's a possibility that you're going to be flatlined, you're going to be expired, dead. This type of stuff is happening in today's society. It's happening everywhere. You just have to find those cases. I've seen and read several articles on different situations with identity theft. My sister, she was a victim of identity theft, and thank God that they didn't damage her credit or anything, damage her background. What it was, she tried to file, and it turns out they took her information and filed and tried to get 6 G's off her. But the IRS, they blocked it, so they were unable to get it. So we took care of the situation, and that's what made me get identity theft protection for me and my entire family. So in the more information section below, I'm going to give you a link to an article where you can read on medical identity theft. I'm also going to send a video link that'll give you, that'll show you what I was talking about earlier with the newborn baby that was already tested positive for drugs in their system. And like I said, when I watched that, I was just like in awe, like, wow, like that's really crazy. And then the third link I'm going to give you, it's going to take you to a website, Safeguard PII, I Defend, a very lucrative and user-friendly and educational identification protection service that protects your whole identity, monitoring 24/7 around the clock, and there's always customer service, interactive help. And also, if you need to contact someone, there's a contact number and a contact name. And if you have any further questions for me, feel free to inbox me on my YouTube, or just drop a line or two on my YouTube comment page on this video. So I advise you to get you and your family protected. If you don't get yourself protected, at least protect your kids. There's too much going on, and parents need to stop being oblivious. Actually, people in general need to stop being oblivious to situations that are going on in the world, especially stop being oblivious to the number one crime in the world, identity theft protection. So I highly recommend that you protect you and your family from identity theft. Until then, stay in tune for the next video.